A couple of transfer questions out the way straight away, because you know they're coming.
Well, they might come, but you're probably not going to get any information. So, personally, I wouldn't waste your time.
Can I ask you anyway? Ignacio Passetto has been linked with coming here. Apparently, it wouldn't be something that would be wildly off beat, given that you want a bit of cover, don't you, in that area?
I think you know my stance on discussing players before they sign. I'm not going to be. I'll be more than happy to discuss players once we've done deals, but in terms of speculation, until they're done, I think it's. I think you know my stance on that. It's not something I particularly do.
And the same, therefore, would go for Joe Bryan.
Somebody else's player. So I've got no control over stories that are generated in the media, and like I say, out of respect for everybody, I think it will be. I'll be delighted to talk about business if we do business. All right.
Any of your injured players likely to be given an outing tomorrow night?
Which ones?
Will Hughes, Kiko Firmino?
No.
So very much a similar team to the first game against Tranmere.
It will. Well, we played yesterday, and then we've got a game on Saturday. So the turnaround's not particularly. It's not easy to play. We certainly didn't want to play on a Wednesday, with playing against Spurs at the weekend. So unfortunately, that's the climate that we're working in at the minute, and I have to prioritise just because of our status in the Premier League is the priority. But the priority today is the preparation for tomorrow's game, and we will endeavour to give the game the respect that it deserves. But I can't sit here and just say to you that it's a priority, because it's not the main priority for us. We currently have a number of players who are unavailable. It'd be nice to get them back throughout this month and probably next month. If we can get 2 or 3 of our more longer-term players available, that would be great. And then on top of that, you've already mentioned Will Hughes has just been out for a couple of weeks, and Kiko, hopefully he'll be back as well. So I think that gives us more depth, and that's always important, that you have as many players available as possible.
Is it a game, given that the reward is going to be potentially Manchester United, if not Wolves, 2 great traditional English Premier League sides? Is the prize bigger for Tranmere than it is for Watford? Is that going to be
I don't know. I think that's for you to speculate on. For us, it's our next game. We want to win it, but we had the opportunity to do that at home and didn't see the job through. But of course, one of the benefits of that day is that we learned more about our players, and I mean, look, it's unfortunate that we were unable to finish the job off first time around. You give them credit or I give them credit, we give them credit, because they showed a lot of spirit in the second half, and again, it's an opportunity for both sides to progress. But for sure, I'm going to make sure that the team that's out there is done with the view to the first team squad players who are playing in there will get some pitch exposure, which clearly a number of our players have been very limited with the game time that they've had this season. So it'll be useful for them, and if younger players get an opportunity, then good for them as well.
When you're on the kind of run that you're on, and congratulations, by the way, is getting another win under your belt important? Or?
Yes, it is, for sure. And I mean, I heard your questions earlier, so I know that you speculated about the game going ahead. For me, we never. That's not up to us to think about. For us, it's about we travel, we play, and we try and win. And if the game's in doubt, I can't do anything about that, I'm afraid.
Troy Deeney.
Yep.
He's got a habit of being very supportive, great club captain, but also coming out with a bit of a quote or two. He says if you had a foreign surname, as alluded to, you'd be heralded as a side.
Yeah,
I
okay.
think he means, do British managers get enough credit?
Again, my interest in joining in with discussions like this is exceptionally limited. I'm here to do a job, and I enjoy the challenge that I'm involved in, along with everybody else at the football club. And Craig and myself are, just over a month in. So I'm not going there. As far as I'm concerned, we're doing okay. We've had a upturn in results and performances because of the commitment and the application of the players, because they've found ways of winning games. I'm a part of it, Craig's a part of it, the rest of the staff are a part of it, and it's important that we don't join in with your types of questions, really. There's a long way to go, and so we've got off to a reasonable start, which has caught us up with the pack, but that's all it's done at the moment. So yes, we can be, in some ways, we can have a positive outlook, but we've got to show the intent and the desire and the application in every single game, and otherwise the hard work that we've put in these first few weeks are in vain. So I think I'm experienced enough to understand that we have a difficult job ahead still, but I'm also pleased with the squad of players that we have. I think they are not just in terms of their ability, but the chemistry that they have between them, but also their desire and commitment to trying to change our fortunes. And that's really where we are. And my reflections so far are just that we've probably started to fulfill the potential that we have. Now the challenge is to maintain that here on in.
Abdoulaye Doucouré.
Well pronounced.
Got there in the end.
Yeah.
What have you done? Have you just played in his best position?
What have I done? We are as a staff putting demands on players to play their role within a team. I think, look, when you've got players who it's been difficult for the players this season because after last year's relative successes, they're probably wondering why everything's changed, and that have been unlucky at times and not been able to hit the levels of performance. I've already spoken about that what's actually really important is that the team functions firstly as efficiently as possible, and that our team ethic when we're on the pitch is the most important thing, because what that will always do is allow one or two players who are not quite at their best to still function and still contribute to the team, and that's, for me, that's the most important thing. So Dukes has got a job to do like everybody else in the side, but as a unit, I think the midfield have functioned particularly well. I mean, Capui's been excellent. Will Hughes, when he's been there, is excellent. Chalobah, has starting to rediscover his form as well, which is really pleasing. So I suppose what we've got to look at is trying to make sure that all the players contribute. And so going back to tomorrow's game, it's important that the players who do play utilise their opportunity to show what they're capable of, because we're going to need everybody.
Just finally from me, I don't know whether you're superstitious.
No, I'm not.
Suvesh on security is. Can I talk coconuts?
Yeah, you can. Yeah.
Tell us what's been going on every time you arrive at the training ground certainly as long as winning month's
Yeah.
been going on.
Yeah, new speed bump is just for one tyre. Yeah, look, if it pleases him and it makes him happy, then it makes me smile, or smirk rather.
Click here for more videos.